You are in the kitchen at night after a long day at work, and then you hear a high-pitched voice, that high, drawn-out, scraping whine that turns "I want juice" into a 30-second negotiation. And it isn't just once. It's the shoes, the snack, the TV, all day, in that same thin voice. And by the end of dinner, your patience is gone, so you say the thing we all say. Stop whining. Use your normal voice. And it doesn't work. It gets higher and more annoying. And here's what we're all thinking in that moment. He's doing this on purpose. He just wants attention. He knows exactly what he's doing. Here's what I want you to hear. He does want your attention. But that isn't manipulation, and it isn't him being difficult. The whine is a signal. It's the sound a little kid makes when something's running low, his energy, his words, or his sense that you're still there. And whining is the tool that has always worked to reach you. He isn't trying to be difficult, he's trying to reach you. And once you know what the whine is actually asking for, you can answer the real thing, and the whining starts to fade. So let me show you how. The whine is a signal. The first thing to know is that it isn't random, and it isn't one thing. A whine is a question. And the reason stop whining never works is that you're answering the sound instead of the question. It's like turning off the smoke alarm and walking away from the fire. Here's the part that changes how you respond. There are really only a few things a whine is ever asking for. Once you can hear which one it is, you stop reacting to the noise and start answering the need. So let's go through them, because the first one is the one parents miss most. The first and most common whine is the simplest. He's running on empty. He's tired, he's hungry, and he's had too much noise and too many people since a quiet moment. His body is tired, and a tired body can't hold itself together, so everything comes out in that thin, crumbling voice. You can spot this one by the clock more than the words. It shows up before lunch, before nap, at the end of an outing. And at that 5 o'clock hour, every parent knows. The whine isn't really about the snack he's asking for. The snack is just the thing his mouth landed on while his body was saying, "I've got nothing left." And when the tank is empty, no amount of "use your big voice" will fill it, because you're asking a depleted kid to perform a calm he doesn't have. But an empty tank is easy to answer once you stop arguing with it. That's the good news. The next signal is trickier because the tank is full and he's still whining. Sometimes he's slept, he's eaten, and they start whining the second you sit down, open your laptop, or pick up your phone. That's the second signal, and it isn't about his body. It's about you. His tank is full of energy, but he needs you. The one you fill with your attention has run low. So, how do you think we can fix this one? Let me explain. The whining spikes the moment your attention goes somewhere that isn't him, and it eases the moment it comes back. He isn't whining to ruin your phone call. He's whining because, to a small child, your attention is a lifeline, and when he feels it slip away, he reaches for the fastest tool he has to pull it back. And whining, unfortunately, is very fast. It works in about 2 seconds. Which brings us to the third signal, and it's the one that quietly runs the other two into the ground. Here's the one that confused all parents, including me at the time. Sometimes the whine isn't about an empty tank or an empty cup at all. It's a habit. It's the tool he reaches for first, for everything, because at some point it worked, and then it worked again, and now it's just how he asks. You can spot the whining habit right when you give in to his desires. Then it stops instantly. No lingering upset, no need underneath it. Just off, like a switch, the second the juice appears. That's the tell. A tired whine or a lonely whine has a real feeling behind it that takes a minute to settle. The habit whine has nothing behind it but the result. And I want to be gentle here, because this one isn't a character flaw. And it isn't your fault. It's just learning. He did a thing, it got a result, so his brain filed it under "this works." The problem is, the more it works, the more it becomes his voice for everything. So now you can hear all three. The question is what you do about it, and it's 3 moves, in order. The first move is the one that breaks the habit, so it comes first. You stop letting the whine voice be the thing that gets the result. Not coldly, not with a lecture. You just don't hand him what he wants in exchange for that sound. Here's what that looks like. He whines for the juice. You get down, calm and warm, and you say, "I can't quite understand you," when your voice sounds like that. "Show me your regular voice." And then you wait. You don't cave, and you don't scold. You just hold that small, steady line so the whine stops being the fast tool that works. This isn't ignoring him. You're right there. You're waiting. You're only refusing the way of asking. The whining isn't the way. He learns with the one sentence you just said, and if he continues to whine, the answer is no, to the juice, until he uses his calm, regular voice, and you can explain that to him. But refusing the tone is only half of it, because he was whining for a reason, and if you leave that reason unanswered, the whine just comes back louder. So the second move is where you answer it. Once the tone is off the table, you meet the actual need underneath it, the signal you learn to read. This is where all that spotting pays off. If it was the empty tank, you name it, and you fill it. "I think your body's tired. Let's get a snack and slow down." If it was the empty cup, you would give him the thing he was actually reaching for, which is you. You put the phone down for 2 minutes, you get on the floor, you give him your eyes and your full attention, on purpose, before he has to whine for it. You're not rewarding the whine, because the whine already stopped. You waited for that. You're answering the need that caused it. And here's the quiet magic of it. A kid whose real need gets met stops needing the whine to get it. But there's still one gap left. He knows the whine won't work, and he knows you'll meet his real needs. He still doesn't have a better way to ask. That's the last move. The last move is the one that makes it stick. You give him the words he doesn't have yet, because "stop whining" tells him what not to do, without ever showing him what to do instead. So you model it right in the moment, simple and low pressure. Try it like this. "Mom, can I have juice, please?" And when he does, even a rough version of it, you light up. That was such a clear, big kid voice. I heard you right away. You're not just correcting the whine. You're teaching him that the calm voice is the one that actually reaches you, faster and better than the whine ever did. Catch it every time you can, especially the times he uses a nice voice on his own, and say it out loud. Because whatever you notice out loud, he does more of. Don't reward the tone. Answer the need. Teach the words. In that order. Every time. And I want to be honest with you. This won't end the whining by Thursday. There will still be days when he's so tired that every word comes out in that voice, and days when you're too worn down to do it perfectly. That's normal, and it isn't you failing, but give it a couple of weeks of hearing the signal instead of just the sound, and something shifts. The whining gets thinner. He starts reaching for real words because they started working better. And the house gets a little quieter, not because you finally made him stop, but because he doesn't need to whine to reach you anymore. That's the whole thing. The whine was never him being difficult. It was a small person with a big need and one loud tool, and you just handed him a better one. The parent who slows down to hear what the whine is really asking, instead of only trying to shut it off, is the one who teaches him this. That's you. So the next time that thin little voice starts up, don't hear a bad habit. Hear a question: is the tank empty? Is the cup empty? Or is it just the tool that's always worked? Answer that, and the whining has nowhere left to go. And if hearing your toddler this clearly makes the hard hours a little easier, that's exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe, and the next one will find you.